Hey, what's going on, guys? Your old pal CHH is at it again. Today we're looking at a new Umbrella release from the guys that did Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Here was the first version they did for Umbrella's, or the first Winnie the Pooh. And I love what they did. They made it look like an old children's book. I did a review on that if you guys want to check that out. But today we're looking at Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. And you can see, you know, they kept it thematic. You've got both Winnie the Poohs looking like children's books. So I'm going to talk briefly about the movie. I'm not going to get into spoilers about it. But then we're going to go over this release. So I really liked Winnie the Pooh. And I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that. I thought it was so ridiculous. I love the design of Winnie the Pooh and the pig in the first movie, because it was just a big husky bear wearing you know, Paul Bunyan clothes, right? He just looked like a lumberjack, killing people with this look on his face, not changing expressions, none of that. It was a very modest production, but the movie looked good. It was shot well, like shot semi-pro or pro, however you want to look at it. And there was some funny sequences, and the movie did not really try to be too much, right? It just was what it was. It had a little backstory and all that. Funny opening scene. I loved it. So Winnie the Pooh 2 has a lot more money behind it. You know, there was, love it or hate it, the movie got attention. The movie made some money. Scream Factory put out the movie on Steelbook, which I'm sure they're going to put out part 2 on Steelbook for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. And, you know, they look like they were expanding things now. I think in this movie, some of the other characters were now public domain. So you've got other characters in here. One of them was like the owl, which I never remembered the owl, to be honest with you. My wife was like, yeah, you don't remember the owl from the old cartoons or the old books, whatever? The owl has a big role in this movie. And the owl is like this, it talks like an ancient god, right? You know, it's got that deep voice. It looks like a guy in a suit. You know, it's supposed to be this owl. I'd say ridiculous, but like that seems kind of silly to call that ridiculous in comparison to everything else going on. But here's the deal. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 really tries to tell more of the story between Winnie and Christopher Robin. They try to put more emotion into the stuff with Christopher Robin in here. And I did not like this as much as the first one. And I know some people are going to be like, what? I think they gave these suckers too much money. They had too much to do. They had too much to spend. And to me, the real insanity of why the first one worked, it was because they shoved a guy in a bear suit with one facial expression that lumbered around and killed a girl in a jacuzzi where they runned over her head or whatever. I loved it. This one, it's like they're getting too big for their britches. Now, it's not to say, I think I'm actually going to be the minority for this. I think more people are going to enjoy this one more, because they do have talking characters. They do have more money to spend. Visually, they could do a little bit more. It's not bad. I just like the first one better. I really did. And here's the big crime. Why is Winnie the Pooh skinny in this movie? He's a bear. Like, why is he skinny? Winnie the Pooh should be big. So, like, I just didn't like certain things about this. That's not to say that the gore didn't deliver in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. But they really try to go for some emotional stuff. And, like, really, the Christopher Robin guy gave it a hell of a performance. I just feel it's just, like, I loved how unserious we took the first one. I feel like they have too much money. And they're trying to push stuff. And it's not that... I think I'm going to be a minority in this. But I think the magic, love it or hate it, was actually in the first Winnie the Pooh. So that's what I'll say about Winnie the Pooh 2. Definitely see the movie for yourself. But here's a cool thing. This is region free. This is completely region free. So if you're a fan of these, I never tested out part 1. I probably would say it is region free. I'd have to be for sure. But this one I played in my PS5, completely region free, which we're noticing Umbrella's kind of doing stuff region free, even though it's marketed as region B. So let's have a look at the release, guys. I do love the release. I think it's incredible. There's some fun quotes on the back about the movie. I love that you got the pig, you got the owl, and then you got Tigger on the front. I love the artwork for this so much. So let's see what we get inside. What's really cool is they do give you a poster, which the poster's nice. I do like the poster. This side, we got a shot of Winnie. And here's like the theatrical one sheet that we get. Like I said, that owl is the real star of this movie. The owl is like the head honcho. which the owl was fun. Don't get me wrong. Of course, we get our cards, and I'm just going to flip through a few of these guys because there's literally like 40 cards. Like, look at this. There's a lot of cards. So, yeah, why is Winnie skinny? Winnie's not fat enough. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be in the minority. I really do. I think most people are going to say, Christian, you're nuts. This one was bigger, badder, better. But I liked Winnie the Pooh 1 a lot more. So a lot of them are cartoon pictures as well. So I don't want to show too much because I don't really want to spoil too much about the movie. Because I have a feeling a lot of people probably haven't seen it yet. Because most horror fans, I feel, are physical media collectors. So they're going to watch the movie when they, you know, own the movie. So let me get these in here real quick, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about these cards. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's fun. And other times I'm like, I think I can do without all the cards. You know, that's how I feel sometimes. But I do like these releases a lot. Here's the booklet you get. I love this. They give you looks like a kid's book. And it's basically, like I said, you're going to see a lot of the pictures that you see in the cards as well, which kind of seems a little redundant to do. I don't know what people do with those cards. For me, they just stay in the cases. I mean, the gore was good in this one. The gore really was good in this one. I'll give them that. And then here we have this, guys. Let me show you this. I don't think it has reversible. It does have reversible art. You can just flip it and get rid of like the stuff on the front. Now, special features on this were pretty good. It's a 1-disc release. Like I said, region free. We had behind the score, behind the scenes with Pooh, audition tapes, interviews, death scenes extended, on-set footage, behind the scenes on-set rave, because there was a rave scene. There's a rave scene in this movie, which there is there's some good-looking broads in this one too. So they delivered on, they really did deliver on a lot of fronts. For me, the magic was just in the first movie. I really loved Winnie the Pooh. I like it better than 2. I give Winnie the Pooh 2 1 thumb up still, but 2 for Winnie the Pooh 1 for what that movie is. I'm not saying it's on the level of The Shining, but I give Winnie the Pooh 2 thumbs up. I loved the first one. So I don't know, guys. I think this is something you should definitely pick up if you have the first Umbrella release. I myself, if I didn't have Winnie the Pooh 1, the special edition release, I probably wouldn't get this. That's not to say that they aren't really nice, but I think when you put them together, they look so cool. They make a set. So they're probably going to do more, the Poohniverse and everything. So I don't know, guys. I'm interested to see what people think about Winnie the Pooh 2. I really think everybody's going to completely disagree with me on this, and I can't argue them, but that's just how I feel. So let me know, guys. They're really cool release. I love Umbrella. They're killing it this year, though, so check it out, guys. Winnie the Pooh 2 Blood and Honey. That's the Umbrella release. But stay tuned if you're not too crazy about that. I'm sure Scream Factory is going to announce it pretty soon on Steelbook as well. But this is region free. Thank you guys for watching. Your old pal CHH. Wild times we're living in. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.